Hello Cuddie and Jess. So you're watching this because you would have received this IR filter. It's a 720 IR filter, infrared. Comes with a little adapter ring that just screws together because 52 is really standard and 46, which your pancake lens is not as standard. So I use adapters on all my 46 stuff to keep it all consistent and 52. Anyway, you just screw it on the front. This lens does focus by moving the front in and out a little, so when it is focusing, don't put your finger there, but otherwise it's pretty robust. Okay, so as soon as you put the infrared filter on the front of the lens, it's going to look pretty bad. It looks really red, and that's okay, because what it's doing is it's blocking out all the visible light, most of the visible light, and it's just letting through the infrared light. So what I'm showing you here is just go to black and white, just change your settings to black and white. That way you can take infrared shots without the need to post-process in a computer. You don't need to do all the color swapping and channel swapping and all that kind of stuff. You can just shoot in black and white infrared and it's going to look pretty good. The next thing we're going to want to do is change the aperture and the exposure setting just to give the best image with this lens. So the aperture, we go to aperture priority and then we dial it to f2.8, and then with the exposure we want to go to use the dials on the top, and we rotate to just knock it down to -7, so we end up with f2.8 at -7. On this lens, that reduces the hotspots on the image. Now, hotspots is something you get with infrared photography, and most lenses have a hotspot and some lenses don't. Hotspots look ugly. This is an example of a hotspot here, and this is an example of an image without the hotspot. So if you use this pancake lens at f2.8 and exposure -0.7, it's just a sweet spot to reduce any hotspots. When you're taking shots with this camera and lens with infrared, you're going to have to hold the camera pretty steady because the shutter speed's pretty slow, but it is hand holdable as long as you've got the image stabilization turned on in the OMD, which it should be on by default. You can use a tripod, of course, but at f2.8 infrared, it's pretty hand holdable. The best time to take these shots is really in the middle of the day, really bright sun. Clouds look great, water looks great. Really, if you've got a sky with a heap of streaky clouds, the infrared's going to pick up clouds that your eyes can't see and that a normal photo wouldn't see either. So you really want to look for something interesting in the foreground, but then a really awesome sky behind you, awesome water. Water turns really dark black. So basically that's it. I hope you guys have lots of infrared fun.